This letter where somebody is pretending to be an ex-girlfriend of mine from 12 years ago, which required them to look up everywhere I've ever lived, cross-reference it with other people, find out who that person was, and then also find out where my parents are and where my parents live, and then to write that letter in cursive and make it look like a woman and to send it. This was so insane that my mom doesn't want to talk to me anymore because they're cold people, they're harsh people, and it was already too much for them to deal with all of this. So when you are coming after me, realize you are enabling literal psychopath nut jobs, like literally puts its lotion on its skin, kind of insane people, to attack and harass me and my family. And so today I went and looked at my mail. And by the way, that's 3. Why is it not zoom? Oh, there you go. I got 3 letters back from my FOIA request from the Central Intelligence Agency. I haven't opened them up yet. I'll take a look at those later tonight. I also got letters from the same person that sent the letter to my mom. I am not muted, so check your mic. Even though this has personal information about me, none of the personal information on here is private, I don't think. I just checked my mail because I don't really check my snail mail that much. And sure enough, I also had an insane letter written to me. This guy landed his spacecraft in the city park across from me and Starbucks. And the craziest part is the envelope this came in, I'm not going to show the address on there. They were using my old addresses. My old addresses are the return addresses on this. And when I say my old addresses, I mean there's another letter I got as well from this person. In fact, this one is multiple pages. I'm sure some people think this is funny, I guess. I just want you guys to see. And both of the letters, their addresses, this one literally says it's from me using my old addresses. This is beyond creepy. Of course, I'm reporting it to the police and the FBI. No question. No question. That's why I'm saving all of this as evidence for them. And they will track down who did it, 100%. So when you see me lash out at people that are attacking me, now this hopefully gives you some frame of reference for that. Okay? I was even afraid to open it because I thought there might be powder or some psycho shit in there. I guess the last thing I'll say on this is anybody out there, obviously you have my address. Obviously you're sharing my address in your Discord and your other shit like that. I've known about that for a long time. Don't ever show up to my house. If you ever step foot on my property, it'll be the last thing you do on the face of this earth. I'm not going to ask questions. Just don't step foot.
Well, and she's been made full aware of what legal repercussions can come from that, like where she can go. His ex-girlfriend.
How do you know this?
Because he's a fucking snitch and he's guilty.
Wait, no, everyone stop interrupting. Darren.
How do you know that?
Because I sent her a letter.
You motherfucker! What is going on?
Every time.
What did he send her a letter about? Who did he send a letter?
I sent her a letter to
Let's get Ashton in here.
to the address and let her know what her what she can do about being doxxed.
Did she respond to you?
Not
she
yet.
said, "How the fuck did you get my address?"
So the big worry is that people are going to start harassing her at her home and start messing with her at her home. And we got Darren Reed here, who previously some of his greatest hits are trying to call CPS on Ocean to get her kid taken away.
I mean, I've told Ocean I don't agree with whatever the fuck happened. I've told her to her face. But it's not my fucking business. And he was like, let me call. I'm sure they all, like, Darren called the fucking Canadian CPS on that chick. Do you think that was? I had nothing to do with that shit. That's all Darren, and he's like, "Fucking, I'm gonna rip this kid away from their mom." And you're like, "Wow,
Dude, only people
guys
without
are crazy,
kids do that
dude.
shit.
can you believe that shit?" Oh, they're always about taking people away from their kids. King Milk.
Yeah.
Stonewalling for KMF, which he's done better of. He hasn't been doing lately. You know, we support the growth, but you sent her a letter. I feel like this is like a CPS situation all over again. You sent her a letter to the address. How did you know? How did you know that was really her address?
I sent her a letter, knowing, just in case she didn't know that her, address was published online by Ashton, and I let her know what what she can legally do about it.
And Darren, just to be clear, you gave her the entire context of what happened, right?
He definitely did not.
Do you think this girl cares about
I
the
let her know. I
context,
let her
or
know
does
where
she
she
just
could find
care
the
about
information.
her address?
I think we should care about whether or not Darren.
No, we're asking Darren questions. I don't know if anyone interrupts. I'm dropping them. Chiba, re-ask it.
I forgot what I asked.
Fuck. Me too. How did you know it was really her address, Darren?
Because Ashton said it was her address.
And you didn't provide the context, but you did give her all the information she would need to, like, basically retaliate against Ashton and protect herself, right?
No, I gave her all the context, and I told her where she could find it if she wanted to look on Twitter. And
But you did mention that his mom was sent this, and that he doesn't think it was from her.
Did you phrase the letter? I gave her all of the information. So
did you phrase the letter like she actually wrote the initial letter? Like you respond, like, "I'm so sorry that he just did." You totally did, huh?
Did you sign that letter in blood?
Did you write it in script?
Is there a sigil?
Yeah, I sacrificed a lamb and then wrote it in the lamb's
Chicken
blood.
to Moloch.
Got him.
Get your story right.
So Darren, you're sending letters to Ashton's ex, but I guess I can't say it anymore because you haven't been. But when I think about the old Darren and the way you used to stand for KMF, and like you're sending Ashton's ex-girlfriend a letter, like, "Oh, you just gotta be careful about doxing online shit." It's like,
well, actually, that's a good question, Darren. Your friends have doxed me, my family, multiple people, completely innocent of anything. Did you ever send them letters to tell them how they could retaliate against KMF?
No, I didn't.
Damn.
it's all theater. It was them, right? Tuba, you call me crazy, but was it not them?
It was them. We haven't heard the clip yet that Darren seems to forget exists about the plans being made by Darren's close friends about how to remove and the need to remove Ashton from the MH370 narrative because they felt that Ashton was taking their shine away and using their research in order to create, kind of his own little celebrity.
And this is before Julian Dory and
which friends were these?
Year of the Orb, remember?
Confessed to targeting Ashton to separate him and the MH370 videos.
And real quick, actually, first, this is how you know it was before the Danny Jones and the Julian Dory interview, because it was mentioned on the Julian Dory interview, which happened for the Danny Jones one.
UAP Mike gets mentioned on the Julian Dory Ashton Forbes interview.
The straw man figure, and he keeps me honest. So, like, let's not act like I'm not susceptible to it too. I just think it'll make your journey a little easier because people won't just see you as the guy who's like, no, I got everything. Whatever I say goes.
No, yeah, I mean, I appreciate that advice. Again, you're right. I'm not the kind of person who's been privy to a lot of that. I knew that I would get attacked from the moment I brought my name out there, which is absolutely what happened. I mean, our subreddit got banned the same day that I put my full name out there. There's people literally saying they're trying to disconnect me from the case.
Yeah, I saw. What was that, UAP Mike or something?
I'm not going to say anybody's names, but there's people out there and they're trying to disconnect me from the case.
Yeah, I saw. What was that, UAP Mike or something?
I'm not going to say anybody's.
I love when a shitpost is actually like significant later down the road.
Isn't UAP Mike your guys' buddy?
Yeah, but that's the stuff. This is before he went whistleblower. This is when he was riding with y'all.
Well, we're all pieces of shit.
But wait, Tupa, isn't it crazy how that worked out? Like, I just thought that was a shitpost, but it's like, that's actually, because that interview is down now. Julian Dory took his down. So people can't be like, oh, like, he had no pattern of behavior. Okay, here we go.
So it's only leading to a bad place. Okay.
He's plagiarizing.
Yeah. Straight up. He's going, and now he's getting publicity. So I don't know if the followers are fake, but he's getting publicity. He's going on some pretty decent podcasts who are not doing their homework. So I think if there's one thing that we can do as a community is make it be known that Ashton does not own the MH370 topic. And if it's real and he gets taken down, the whole fucking video is fucked. Like we'll never be able to get to the bottom of it because of him. So we have to separate Ashton from that video. That's just my opinion.
So now we see what it's all about.
All right,
Jealousy.
yeah, great points, and I agree. Let's go to
Oh, Mike, love you, brother. Oh, we got Turtle of Time.
Yeah, I agree with what Garrett had to say, though. He said that
Another whistleblower from the hate group, yo.
he's never done a space where he's gotten more than 25 followers. The most I've ever gained in a night was 78.
Of course it's about your fucking follower count, bro.
He doesn't even comment on what's been said. He wants to bring up a whole new point about how his followers must be fake because Shane has never gotten that many followers from a single space before.
Yo, the council has spoken.
I love this shit.
That's why we document shit, yo. Imagine if we didn't have this documented, this conversation.
Real quick, who was present in that space where that stuff was being said? We have to remove Ashton. Ashton stole the research. That was King Milkfart, uplifting tweets, UAP Mike. Who else was in that space?
Carlos Dangerous, UFO Shane.
And these are all people who ride with Darren, who are around Darren all the time, and they work together to take down people. And
friends with Lou Elizondo. Potentially even have dogs bred by Lou Elizondo.
What followed that meeting of the minds? What followed that think tank, right? The writer's room. Well, let's list them.
False accusations of molesting his own sister, fake GoFundMes, hitting up people in the back channels with false information. Let me pull that up.
They bot swarmed him.
They bot swarmed him,
contacting all of these.
Him of buying bots. Yeah.
Exactly. They bot swarmed him. They contacted every podcast ever to make sure that their impression of Ashton was the impression they wanted to have.
Yeah. Here's Julian Dory. Let's see.
Yeah, the comments are your whole bot campaign, pal. I was warned about this.
My bot campaign, guys.
An hour or two into the thing.
Let's talk
The
bot
same thing to
campaign.
Dan.
That's the first.
Who seeded that? Like that you're gonna get hit with bots because they do buy bots for people. So I'm just curious.
I had multiple people in my DMs, and I will put one name on it. The guy Darcy, who was here earlier, he hit me up about an hour and a half into.
So they were doing all this opping in the back channels.
What are you talking about? And he explained it to me, and it was right on cue.
For me, it's conclusively proven. I've talked to people I trust and know who've told me that they were personally received just a smear campaign stuff. People go,
and also this is why
I'm just being your friend. I just want to tell you heads up before you have this guy on. And remember what happened when Big Homie was going to go on Vetted. He was contacted and blown up by everyone, and he mentioned Darcy's name too. Didn't conclude that was exactly the person who did it, but he did mention his name. That he had been contacted saying all kinds of crazy shit. He read some of the stuff off. If you go on Vetted's going to try to catch you up in a lie. He's going to try to get you. It's like gotcha journalism. Anyone here watch Vetted? Has that ever fucking happened on Vetted? Has he ever done that? Has he ever mistreated a guest? Has he ever cornered somebody? Never. But they were hitting up Big Homie, telling him it was an absolute established fact that Vetted is combative and he's going to look into your back, like completely untrue things. And this was going on forever.
What were you kind of getting DM'd about Vetted? I'm curious about that.
All right, so I'll read you one. Sure.
Was one of them Darcy Weir?
WEIR?
Yeah.
Yeah.
LOL.
You said yes.
How did I guess that? Wow, I'm good, huh?
Wow. Okay, read
that's classic. WEIR.
Share whatever you're comfortable with, dog. That wow.
Here's one guy. He says, "Hey, bro, FYI, if you go on Vetted podcast, it might not be the friendliest environment. That dude's often trying to discredit people who take the subject seriously. So if you choose to just make sure you got your ducks in a row, for example, he might ask you about an email you got. You said it came from Proton Mail, but Proton Mail didn't exist until 2014, so he might ask you about that. Mr. Elizondo has seen your video. Here's Lou's number. You can contact him here directly."
I'm not even kidding when I think it's like Luke Crew affiliated, because it ties into that other shit where like they're all spouting this like opposite FBI narrative.
Every time they get on X, all they see are these weird conspiracies that, Lou is working social media for some weird maniacal reason.
No, hold on. Let me ask your daughters. Come forward. Is your dad a maniacal guy and he's a wizard and he's magically messing with everybody about the truth?
He may be a wizard, but he's not a maniacal one.
One of the things I've noticed, by the way, is there are trolls who are building Twitter accounts trying to use the algorithms of social media to run the public opinion on social media to try and direct adverse comments about Jake. And we've been tracking it. In fact, we've been tracking it in quite a sophisticated way for the first time. And we're already aware that there are people who are almost certainly connected to the intelligence community who are involved in disinformation, active disinformation, to try and spread lies, basically, about these people and about these allegations before the public even hear them. It's fascinating to see a coordinated public campaign, and I believe it's being run, I know, has sanctioned a secret FBI investigation which is still ongoing into the concerns of illegality and criminality involving the UAP issue. Watch out, gatekeepers. The FBI is on your tail. She needs to explain whether she does endorse the claims made by the Wall Street Journal, because they are wrong. They are flat wrong. They are an obvious attempt to disinform and mislead the public. And that is a breach of an executive order, Executive Order 12333, that was established by the president.
It's getting doxxed by the government.
That's being doxxed by the government. Shame on you. And you wonder why people are pissed.
I do think there's been like harassment of people, and I see it on like Twitter and other places, and like that fucks with me because I'm like, I want to like come out and defend.
I am aware of an ongoing secret FBI investigation, which is investigating not only the drones, but also some of the allegations behind the UAP retrieval program. Yes, if I was private aerospace or people in the intelligence community who are doing this illegal work, I would be very, very nervous. I would be thinking about my options right now. If I was, say, somebody in a senior level in private aerospace who was approached by Jake Barber and his team and told that they were thinking of taking this issue to the appropriate authorities, I would be looking at my options right now.
And then remember this, Ross Coulthart said that Ashton thinks the videos are aliens.
And Ashton Forbes is a UAP researcher who has embraced this video with relish and has made the assertion that he thinks that there's been a cover-up of sensitive vision that was leaked from a military satellite showing this abduction by aliens of MH370. Abduction by aliens of MH370. Abduction by aliens of MH370. That I will immediately become the victim of excoriating attacks from Ashton Forbes, who is unbelievably aggressive. And I have had maybe 100...
And that he's going to get death threats just for talking about it. And now we're hearing this, like, what to me seems like a fabricated story that he tried to run up on Ross from, like, Disclosure Tonight, or not Disclosure Tonight, the other guy, Ty.
Then there's the Contact in the Desert fiasco. While respected folks like Ross Coulthart, you know, journalists digging into UAPs with whistleblowers like David Grush, got invited to speak, Ashton bought a ticket at the door, like a regular fanboy. So what does he do? He tries to get in Ross's face over the debunked videos. Ross called it a hoax and walked away. But Ashton's now crying legal issues on X, threatening News Nation lawyers because Ross wouldn't talk like an adult. He owes me an apology. Ashton, the only thing you're owed is a reality check.
I mean, he seems like a chill guy, but I think he's just susceptible. He also got a Burleson interview after he put out this thing. But it seems like there's a big, to paint us, right? We were accused of all this crazy Mossad shit during this time. To paint us and Ashton is what they're doing. That's why I actually do think it's that. And also we heard Lou Elizondo say that, like, he talks to people who thinks it's real.
Did you see the theory on the missing Malaysia airliner where it was? Have you seen that?
I've seen it, and I'm always very careful for me, Glenn, because recently. So look, I'm a science guy, right? I've always just follow the science. Recently, about 3 weeks ago, Google, someone on Wikipedia decided to label me as a quote unquote conspiracy theorist. I'm not a conspiracy theorist at all. That's just someone trying to minimize, this topic and kind of chip away at the narrative. I'm very careful to be open-minded about everything. I know that the Malaysia airline, there were some people that were claiming there was maybe some UAP involvement. I don't know. I did not pursue it. I know some of the people that I've talked to who were dead for it and dead against it. Something it's a complete nonsense. It's fake. Others said no, that looks legit, and it's dead for it and dead against it. Something it's a complete nonsense. It's fake. Others said no, that looks legit, and others said no, that looks legit. And
I'm not gonna play it, but we got the Sean Cahill clip where he basically says like he thinks it's either real or like whoever made it had access to the DIRDs. Or the resurfacing of the whole MH370 anomalous disappearance, and I'm curious about your take on one, the disappearance of the plane back in 2014 when you were still active, and then your take on the emergence of these videos that were posted in 2014.
So,
thank you.
Yeah, so I've been involved with search and rescue before for folks that have fallen overboard and for aircraft that have been lost at sea or ships that have foundered. It's a scary experience for all involved. We lost someone in the Persian Gulf over the side, and one thing that was amazing was to see almost every maritime force in the AOR, in the area of responsibility, which was the Persian Gulf, stop what they were doing and go into search and rescue. So we're talking Iranian Navy, IRGCN, which is their hokey Coast Guard that messes with us all the time. Qataris, Emiratis, you name it. Anybody that had a boat was helping us, and it was amazing. So moving to, I can never, what was the hull designation again? MH70? I'm sorry. 370, right. So that whole thing is, obviously it's a mystery, okay? And the search and rescue efforts were incredibly disappointing. I think all of us thought that our technology and our surveillance capability should have been able to pinpoint that and give the family some solace. And I think that we also know that it seems that the United States government's reticence to share their technological abilities may have hindered that. Beyond that, getting to the meat of what you're talking about, I have not been able, and I'm open to hearing from anybody, but in my own research, I took a detour off of that because I wasn't able to verify that the data we were looking at was from the systems or from systems that are in the mix. So I kind of got off the freeway on that. But I looked at those videos and I analyzed them in the manner that I'm able to with the technology I have, and I did find some very interesting things going on with temperature. I thought that if it was edited in CGI, someone was very knowledgeable and had read a lot of the DIRDs and other reports or data from Bigelow or other people. And I analyzed them in the manner that I'm able to with the technology I have, and I did find some very interesting things going on with temperature. I thought that if it was edited in CGI, someone was very knowledgeable and had read a lot of the DIRDs and other reports or data from Bigelow or other people,
which weren't available publicly at the time. So like, there's been an effort on these videos since the beginning. That's why I actually do think like Luke, and who else would be fucking motivated to do it? And like Darren just said, like Darren's mailing this chick now too. Crazy. I forgot what I.